The National City Council eventually decided to end their meeting early because of the protests. City leaders were supposed to discuss a plan tonight that would make living in the South Bay more affordable. Well, they were scheduled to vote on whether to put a rent control initiative on the November ballot. Instead, they voted to resume the meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m.
A local lawyer for several Las Vegas shooting victims in Southern California is now calling the MGM lawsuit against them egregious. The owner of Mandalay Bay, Vegas, is suing more than 1,000 victims from last year's mass shooting that killed 58 people. Our 10 News anchor Ariel Wessler is live in the newsroom, and Ariel, MGM is calling for all the lawsuits against it to be dismissed.
Well, Steve, that's right. MGM Resorts is trying to protect itself using a law that came out of 9/11. Now, this is a look at the complaint. It's 11 pages worth of names, each one a victim of the Las Vegas shooting, and now each one of them a defendant in this lawsuit from MGM. I talked to a local lawyer who calls the entire lawsuit absurd.
It's egregious that they would file this case against all these innocent victims.
Attorney James France represents several victims of the Las Vegas shooting who live in Southern California.
It's just absurd that they would argue that somehow they're protected because of a security company that has nothing to do with their hotel.
In the complaint, MGM Resorts claims they can't be held accountable because of a post-9/11 law. The Safety Act protects security companies certified by the Department of Homeland Security in the event of a terrorist attack. One of the security vendors at the concert was certified, so MGM wants all claims against it to be dismissed. But France argues the issue was the hotel itself, not their venue.
The issue is they let a shooter in with over 23 weapons and thousands of rounds of ammunition.
Surveillance video released earlier this year shows Paddock gambling, eating, and taking his arsenal of guns into the hotel in suitcases.
And he made a home for himself in the hotel. He had better security than the hotel did.
Chelsea Romo, like so many other victims, is still trying to recover, both mentally and physically, 9 months later. She was in the front row of the concert with her friend when the gunfire erupted.
She said, "Oh my gosh, Chelsea, your face." And I went like this, and it was gone.
She lost her left eye and suffered severe damage to her face.
My whole cheek is just metal plates.
So when she heard about the lawsuit,
it blew my mind.
And as a single mom with 2 kids, she feels for all the other victims still trying to get their life back.
Just is so sad. It's like, when is enough enough?
MGM Resorts did release a statement saying the federal court is an appropriate venue for these cases. Years of drawn-out litigation and hearings are not in the best interest of the victims, the community, and those still healing. Now, at this point, without any kind of extremist ideology related to the shooter, Stephen Paddock, officials will not call this an act of terror. Live in the newsroom, Ariel Wessler, 10 News.